Okay, so going to read on MBS. That's Prince Mohammed bin Salman. I want to look at his future, and I want to look at his karma. I might have to divide this into 2 readings. I don't want to do a number of readings at once because many times the audience needs a little break. So I'm just going to do this one for right now. I will film any extra that I need to do, but I'll just save them for a rainy day. So what I want to look at is what his karma and his future and his karma. Now, he is known for so many things, but I think most of us in the last 5 years have had our eyes glued to America, and so hard to look away from it and really look more at other countries, unless you've just done that just to keep sane, which bravo to you if you have. But here's some things that would help you to know about him. Just a tidbit. Okay. Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who is responsible for the death of Khashoggi, because Khashoggi was speaking out against him, is someone who also has many women imprisoned for advocating for women's rights. One of Saudi Arabia's most prominent women activists, is it Loujain Al Hathloul? Pardon me for not being especially astute with the pronunciation of her name. I will put it in the description box. But she was sent to a special terrorism court just for speaking out for women's rights. He's a real misogynist, and I don't think he likes human beings much in general, period. Just a gut feeling. Also, every year he spends millions of dollars on lobbyists through them to quote unquote learn how to improve his standing within the U.S. Capitol. And it's really disgusting. The lobbyist stuff, that's another thing to read on another day. That's got to change. This is why. This is where you can get this people like him trying to influence. And each year he pays millions of dollars to try to get his foot in. And Biden in the past has referred to MBS as a pariah, and pledged to make RITA pay for the price of its misdeeds, including the cutting off support for the kingdom's war effort. And I do believe, after yesterday's reading, that he's serious about that. So, I want to look and see what MBS's future and his afterlife karma looks like. Or karma, not even in an afterlife, just actively, whatever. Let the universe tell me what it is. And I also want to see what his future looks like. Just because, he's a horrible person. And we are in a new era. It's not just going to be in America, folks. It is global. And people that are tyrants, like this man, are going to find themselves suddenly on the opposite end of where they wanted to be. Let's just put it that way. So I'm asking, what have his actions earned in the universe? And what can you show me that I need to know with regard to him? And it isn't just me, obviously. I'm asking for it's those that see this video. What do we need to be aware of as the public regarding MBS and his future, his karmic issues, if we may? I ask that with respect. And that I be guided to read with clarity. So here we go. The devil, well, he's evil. And when I get the devil first off, you all know, this has happened before with various people. That just means to me, it's my definitely sign that this guy's just evil. That's the cards are saying, and the guides are saying, he's just evil. And he's sadistic, and he gets off on abusing power. Straight up abusing power. He's a sadist. He likes to make people dependent, and not in a healthy way. He likes to be the oppressor. I think that this goes for a lot of things. I think this man has an unhealthy appetite for certain things that are yuck, that I'm not even going to try to focus on or know about. Just the periphery of knowing that something is way yuck in that factory, so to speak, or factor, I meant to say, of his. I don't want to look there, folks. That's enough to know. I'm going to do the Celtic cross on him. So he's definitely really corrupted too. By the time somebody is getting the card of the devil to represent them in the tarot, they're pretty well saturated. And I think it's a sign that there's no changing that person from being so malignant. They have chosen a malignant personality. Much of it is their will, their insistence, and their lack of flexibility or care. They are sociopathic or psychopathic. They don't care about somebody else's discomfort. In fact, quite the opposite. They get some kind of charge off of it. They think it gives them some kind of cred, some kind of power. And yeah, here are the emperor. So his father. And this is the seat of power that crosses him. For better or for worse. Below, he has the King of Cups. That's his moon. Because he is a Pisces, does have a Pisces moon. And I just feel like that down here, that's where that goes. And I have a Pisces moon, so like nobody freak out. Number one, I'm not like him. And number two, if you do also, you are not like him either. The High Priestess, look, he is conscious of certain secretive things that he's hiding. These are things that he's hiding. The keeper of secrets, though. He is also, I think he does have a degree of intuition that's pretty strong. That's just what's so scary. Yes. He intuitively knows. Oh, he's in tune. He's just tuned in through what should be an empathetic sign, but instead is not. Is totally self-absorbed. Evil. He's rotten. It's just like, putrid. And he wants dominion. And he has plans, secret plans, that he's been up to and scheming. There are secrets that he's also trying to keep so that he can occupy this chair of the emperor, of his father. In the past, we had the magician. No kidding. He is, he's extremely adept at using a variety of means to put out disinformation or to try to cause confusion. He has manipulated a lot behind the scenes through various channels. Possibly even 4 channels looking at the elements. He utilizes these, but he twists them rather than creating something of beauty or that is beneficial. We have him giving creation to that which is evil. He's scarily adept. And it wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't have, forgive me for this unpleasant noise. There. It wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't have people that are into the dark arts as well as basic astrologers, readers, gifted seers of various. He himself, he doesn't even need a lot of them because he himself, I feel like, because it's crowning him, has a very strong, I feel, ability to be manipulative through those means himself. Because look, come on, there's a magician and the high priestess, the devil, and the emperor. He's a scheming, don't you dare turn your back on him for 2 seconds. Don't drink anything he gives you. You know, put him and Putin in like some kind of death match. It would be interesting to watch. The moon. This is also his, of course, actions that he took out on Khashoggi, of having him murdered, and in a secret, not so secret way. Yet he's covered up his, kind of like tried to cover up his tracks. It doesn't quite work that way. But everybody's just been like, hands off, don't want to touch that guy. This is Biden down here too, actually, now that I'm looking at it. King of Cups. So I need to pay attention even more. He's going to try and manipulate Biden. And being straight up dishonest. He has secrets that he's going to try and manipulate and keep from Biden. But this is deceptive action. And the Two of Wands is a decision. An action that he's going to take. And it causes death. Or it's in connection to death, an ending. Or it will be. I think he's going to maybe cause someone to... Or this could be about Khashoggi's death. I don't know. But what's in the environment? Death. A radical change. An ending. In the environment. And I feel like Biden's not going to let him go for the death that I believe he caused with regard to Khashoggi. But I see him adding in the Emperor. And I feel like he's trying to also utilize the father to deal with the devil himself. Let Dad. He's using the man's father as the hot pads, if you will, of handling him. And trying to also confuse him. I see Biden playing his own games with him. Okay? Don't forget, Biden is a Scorpio. Don't ever underestimate and think less of them or think that they're just... But they are very deep and they are very connected. They can turn on that intuition very deeply. I see Biden doing that here. Quite well. It looks fascinating, actually. It's like, look at this tennis match going on. All right. But of course, MBS has to. Death is his favorite trick in the book. And here it shows that despite, this is in the place of his hopes and dreams, possibly fears, is the Four of Cups. Something he's not anticipating. Which I think is Biden's ability to read him like a book. While he's preoccupied. That maybe Biden's onto him and his distraction, his whatever. He also, I think, is not entirely content. He fears not feeling that he has achieved, I think, all that he set out. Which is, I think, becoming king. I think he fears not ever becoming king. So that's why he's killing a lot of people. Because he wants, I think, I don't know how that would, he's still powerful anyway, but I don't know. In his mind, that's just what I feel like. He's trying to get rid of the people that are making a noise about him. And just use intimidation till he gets what he wants. And it's not like he's going to change tactic or anything once he gets what he wants. And the final end result he has at the Two of Cups. Huh. Agreement. What is that? Who is he allied to? Or he's seeking an alliance. A dark alliance. Against Biden. And his father. Oh, but maybe Biden, I don't know. How does Solomon deal with his son anyway? I don't, they're the moon. I feel like those two have each other's backs. They both have dirt on each other, so that's what that's feeling like. It is such a manipulation with these people. But what will be clear is the stall tactic. Is that I think the prince is unwilling to change. And what is clear is that he's not going to take a course of action of any kind. He's kind of stuck for a moment. He's got to, he gets exposed. Stuff that he had blocked. This is an information leak, actually. Expect information leaks on MBS in the future. On his humanitarian mistreatment of people. It's like I said, it's said that he has, many women imprisoned for trying to advocate for women. There is an end. I will tell you that he will find himself isolated. He and his family, for their darkness. It's like, well, okay, you have each other, all right? Yeah, that's great. Enjoy that. Because you're not going to have a whole lot of people else on your side. But they don't care. What I'm getting is their family just wants somebody as dark as themselves to kind of work with. That's what I'm getting. Because they're going to lose America, I believe. Or a significant portion of, I think, our support. Enough so that in the environment is death. And it's saying, to me, death is telling me, I have had to come in and, there's all these, it will cause a change. Now, I feel like his dad is really close to him. I mean, I don't know. You've got his dad, for better or for worse, crossing him here, and it looks like he manipulates his father, so whatever. He still remains dark, and he just looks for a dark alliance to replace any loss in his environment of support. And he will be losing support, because that's that death card. That's what it's telling me. And his end result, future, is there's a light. He's exposed for all that he's been trying to block. I believe human rights and more. He's just going to get the Sun, which is major arcana card. That means a great big global spotlight, put on him. And what he's tried to conceal, to keep only to himself as known, and those who follow out his orders. Yeah. I believe he has sex slaves. I believe he's done horrible things. Now, I kept getting that hint of unhealthy kind of a sexual oppressiveness, and didn't want to go into great detail, and I won't, but that's one of them. I won't be a bit surprised if that doesn't come to light, that he's held people and women, a lot of women. Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles. I'm getting children here. Okay, what is the message about children? Or new starts? Because there's the Nine of Swords and the Queen of Cups. Now, I think there's a woman, a very empathetic woman that's worried, very worried for children. And there's the Page of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. These could even be areas, if they're not actual physical children, or these could be two people in particular that a queen has. Could be an actual queen, but somebody's very worried for two of maybe her children. And we're getting the empathetic, mature energy with the Queen of Cups, and a great deal of worry and anxiety around this person to deal with these, it would seem like children to her, that she would view them as like children. Activity will pick up, and so will abandonment. Having to leave the past behind. This is targeted energy coming in for a certain effect, to create it so that somebody must step away, go away, doesn't have something to return to. It feels like your home is no longer your home. So you move on. Ten of Swords, that's, to me, a great deal of violence. Painful end with the Tower is being shown. And I was flashed, what happened to Gaddafi. By the people that caught up to him. He will be found like that. Somebody gets to him at the end of the day. And it's over the top crazy what they do to him. Oof. Okay, because they want to make sure no more. And so there is fighting going on. There's power play, you know, back and forth. Somebody to retain and another to push that out. Nine of Pentacles. This is also for a great deal of personal gain. And they have assistance. Just look at this a little more. I really hope that it... I see somebody definitely just getting, you know, with the Ten of Swords in the Tower, they are just toppled. And I would say with that Eight of Cups, they have nothing to return to that where they could live as they had. They have to flee or something. That's what I'm thinking. And they are found. I do think come to an end here that is sudden. It is very violent. And it has to do about what he's done in the past for his own benefit. The Three of Cups and the Seven of Swords. The loss, I feel like that he's of people near to him and other people. There's, you know, just people that were really actually cared about. I don't think he's well liked at all in his family, except maybe his dad, I don't know. I feel like here I'm starting to see, I feel like this is the afterlife here for him. A painful death here, and then when we start going into what could be looking like some kind of afterlife here, life and review, looking at his past, how he treated people. And what he did for his own gain and power. That caused other people pain, even people close to him. Just so that they would lose, it wouldn't threaten him. The Six of Pentacles talks about, obviously, balance, but his karmic balance now with that person. That he has to pay for that karma. And it's going to be some hard times. Maybe several lifetimes of hard lifetimes. Like, I don't know, let's just throw the number 10, as in the Ten of Wands, out there and say 10 heavy lifetimes. to make up for what he's done. It's just what came to me, so that's what I'm going to share with you. Yeah, and there is judgment. There is reassessment then on that. He will be judged on those heavy, hard lifetimes, whether he advances or not, how he utilized his power. So I think that pretty much covers it. And I would see that he would have to probably, just an afterthought, with the Chariot, do a lot of travel, have those hard lives, various places around the world. That just kind of came to me. This is about learning that he has to follow rules too. That the rules apply to him as well. He is not outside of the rules because he abused his power when it was given to him as prince. And I don't know if he'll ever be king. With those cards I saw, he wouldn't last long if he did. And it doesn't look like, to me, that he has a very long future, if you know what I mean. He needs to learn empathy. So he will learn empathy through these heavy, heavy, hard lifetimes. And that's not to say that anybody out there who's living, having a very hard life, it doesn't mean that you are a horrible person in another life, like him. That don't become black and white with such things. Sometimes also people take on hard lifetimes because they want to deepen, and not because they've waited to the last minute like this guy has, and done horrible things and killed so many people. His atmosphere is death, so the spirit just thinks he can smell death on him. And he's abused death's power. Which is really not his power. So death has something in surprise for him. Not out of revenge, but he needs to learn because of abusing the power of death. Or something any murderer is going to experience. Don't F with death, and don't think that you are death, because death is very much something that comes, and you don't toy with that. These people, these crazy people. So he'll have to go through, I believe, also, I feel like I'm being shown several lifetimes, and 10 seems to be this number, to karmically deal with it. And I'm sticking to that. It's just something I'm feeling. But let's say give or take. It's going to be several. It's going to be a certain cycle, a certain long cycle. And then he's going to have to reintegrate, recalculate, once he starts learning how to be empathetic. How to be a human being, a decent human being. And he'll be eventually, I think, become a very empathetic person. I could see somebody that does like animal rehabilitation. You know, that cares, like, it cares and is kind of quiet, eventually sensitive. And I can't believe that. That really is a trip. Interesting. Well, ask and ye received. Thank you, Spirit, for giving me this reading. That's interesting. Kind of answered my questions a lot. I don't see him having a really long life, frankly. And again, all my videos are alleged and for entertainment purposes only. These are cards I'm using, but we'll see how things, you know, play out. I don't believe he has terribly, terribly long. I think his life definitely shows like it comes to some sort of a violent end. Because he's brought it unto himself, apparently. Definitely brought it onto himself. He's had several lifetimes where he's been working on this, and now it looks like he, too, is in this kind of, I think, a similar situation as many of these tyrants. This is it. So he's going to get his power cord, you know, cut sooner than he thinks. All right. Thank you so much for this long video. I think I will split this. Nah, I'll just let it go. All right. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.